senior reporter Ryan Kruger has been joining us live all day off of Fort Myers Beach. And Ryan, when we were talking to you the last time we saw you out there, you were talking about how the water level and the street signs. What are you seeing now?
So the main thing that we can see as we look off into the distance, as we zoom in, is just sort of the few lights that are sticking around out here, and we're seeing constant transformers that blow. Remember, we're so flat right here. We're obviously at sea level, and when these blow, they take up the whole sky. To answer your question, Shari, about how high we're seeing the water right now. So I am looking at the water. Again, it's very hard to see, very dark out, but there are still some kind of reflections that you'll see. The water appears to be, so I'm looking at a street sign for like the lead tran trolleys, if you will. Those are usually what, give or take 7 feet. This water appears to be a little more than halfway up that. I'm seeing palm trees that have been knocked down. The water is almost covering it. Think about when you've seen a palm tree on the ground, there's still quite a bit of height to it, right? 4 or 5 feet, something along those lines. So that is where the water is at right now. But it's everywhere. It is literally taking over all of Estero Boulevard, all of Fort Myers Beach right now, at least for as far as I can see, is just covered in water. It is the Gulf of Mexico has merged with Matanzas Pass in the Back Bay and just formed one giant rushing river. Seeing out here and seeing these scenes, it really makes me hope that folks did heed the advice to evacuate. There really aren't that many single-story homes on Fort Myers Beach anymore, sadly, because we all saw what happened with Hurricane Ian when they were all washed away in the storm surge. However, if there are people that are in low-lying areas, this is why they had to get out, and it is coming at the absolute worst time. It is pitch black out here. We saw people, sadly, in Hurricane Ian, if you remember, who did die, who were rushed away. They were trying to escape in this storm surge. Imagine if that was happening in pitch black right now. It's just terrifying to think about, and so we really are hoping that everybody is hunkered down. Listen, if you're at a location like we are right now, we're on the 5th floor, we do not have power, but we are safe, right? We can go inside this very strong structure and hunker down, and we will be fine to ride it out. It is the people that are on the lower lying areas. That's why you have to get above that water, and especially when you hear that we're still not even there. We still have a few more hours until we reach the absolute peak. But of course, it doesn't just start coming down right away, right? It reaches that peak and it stays there for a while. So it isn't until sunset comes out. Shari, I think I heard you say earlier, you really can't wait until tomorrow. That is, I think, what we're all waiting for right now, because this is just unbelievable what we're seeing. And the final thing I'll kind of wrap up with this, it's an odd feeling when you can't really see much, but you can hear much, right? You can hear a lot, not hear much. You can hear a lot. You can hear that rushing river behind me. You can hear transformers pop. You can hear somewhere in the distance there is some sort of an alarm. I'm not sure if it's a car alarm or what it is. There's just, noises that are there constantly, and that wind howling, but you really can't see the danger that lurks below. And it is certainly dangerous, and that is for sure. So hoping that everybody that's along Fort Myers Beach, although most did evacuate, hoping everybody else is high and dry. Send it back to you all in the studio.